Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and today we're going to talk about the newest album from Of Montreal, You're Fun. So this is the 16th studio album from the prolific psychedelic indie pop band Of Montreal. So these guys have been at it since the mid-90s, and if you can recall back that far, they were one of the original Elephant Six collective bands. And over the years, out of all of those bands, Of Montreal has remained the most active, and they haven't gone more than like 2 years at a time without releasing an album. But what hasn't been so consistent from the band is the lineup, actually. They have gone through numerous lineup changes, and nowadays the only remaining original member is the main brain of the band, Kevin Barnes. Now, I've enjoyed a lot of their music over the past, and what really interested me on this new record over here actually was the cover art. And it reminds me of cover art that I'd find while I was like sifting through a bunch of records in a thrift store, and I'd be on the fence if I wanted to buy it because it could be shit. And as this cover art suggests, this new record over here is a combination of influences coming from like 80s synth pop and dance pop and rock music, but updated for more of a modern production style. All of this rings through with a pretty great start to this record with the track Peace to All Freaks. I'm really loving the twinkly little synth lead on this one. And starting off this album, it does put you automatically into like a good mood, and it feels like you've just walked into like a mall in the 80s, like that one from Stranger Things Season 3 or something. And the groove on this track is really catchy as well. It does kind of remind me a lot of like early Phoenix stuff. They keep up the momentum with the second track as well, Polyaneurysm, and end up being a big standout on this record for me. The lyrics on this track are pretty interesting and explore territories of like falling in love with a girl who doesn't want to be in a relationship and is polyamorous. And Kevin is questioning on this track if he wants to go along for the ride, questioning what her motives might be with all these sexual adventures, and also questioning if he's wrong for feeling like he wants monogamy in the modern day. The track is pretty upbeat in its tone, and it kind of reminds me of a combination of like Mr. Brightside from The Killers, mixed with that track Looking for the Magic by the Dwight Twilley Band that was actually used in the movie You're Next. The track You've Had Me Everywhere is also a really heartfelt song right in the middle of this record. More Phoenix vibes coming off of this track, I think, and it does sport one of the catchier and more passionate vocal performances in the chorus on this album. Now, some of the spots on this album where I think it does become a little bit more inconsistent is on some of those more rock-flavored cuts, like the track Don't Let Me Die in America. And on the chorus on this track, it does have more of like not a great melody, I don't think. It is repeated like way too many times. And I kind of feel similar about the closing track on this album, even though I do like it more than Don't Let Me Die in America. But for some reason, just like the guitars and the drums on here don't sound like they're energized enough to kind of match the energy of the track. You have the song Camilla's of Love in the middle of this album that has a pretty sour feeling to it. It sounds like a Beatles track that's on a bad acid trip with some rat-a-tat inspired guitar lines, and overall it kind of feels like you're on some neon-soaked party on a cruise ship or something, and there's way too high swells that's rocking the boat back and forth. And I also did enjoy the track Deliberate Self-Harm towards the closing parts of the record. It does have this like smoky atmosphere that comes off of the groove that repeats and kind of becomes intoxicating over its progression, even though it does kind of stay in its own lane. It doesn't have like a big climactic finish to it. But overall, I had some fun with this record. I really did enjoy it. It is a little inconsistent and probably not Of Montreal's best record, and if you are into bands like Phoenix and MGMT, I think you should get your ears on this one. And with that being said, I'm feeling a 7 over here on You're Fun. So if you were interested in picking this up on a vinyl copy, Polyvinyl still has an early bird pressing up for sale on their website that's on a white and black split, and then when that sells out, it looks like there's a standard red issue vinyl. So I'll have links down below as usual for you guys. And if you listen to this Of Montreal record, let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. And if you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you drop a like down below so more people can see it and share it. And if you want more content from me and you like album reviews and music content, then you're gonna want to hit that subscribe button. Peace.